lot of people on the internet love cats. In fact, cat videos put YouTube on the map. But is it a bad thing if you have an outdoor cat? This is an ongoing debate between cat owners, those who have indoor cats and outdoor cats. And recently, there was a New York Times op-ed by Richard Conniff that addressed this issue. Apparently, feral cats and stray cats are destroying our wildlife. Take a look at the next video.
Modern America swirls with controversial topics, but no subject is more incendiary than the indoor versus outdoor cat controversy. Indoor-only cat advocates emphasize longer life expectancy, while owners who let their cats outside speak eloquently of the animal's natural state. Indoor cat people say that they provide toys to stimulate prey and trees, but outdoor cat people fear obesity. The indoor cat people counter that the streets are danger zones for the incautious feline, while outdoor cat people argue that indoor cats become neurotic and exhibit obsessive behavior. Indoor cat people say that bird populations are being decimated by hunting, while outdoor cat people say that mice and rats are the primary targets. Other hot-button issues include indoor marking, feline AIDS, and the specter of unwanted pregnancy. The debate rages on via the internet and elsewhere with no resolution in sight.
That video reminds me so much of CNN because they're like, here's the debate. One side says this, one side says that. Decide for yourself. Now, of course, this has to do with cats, so who cares? But there's actually a deeper conversation to have about it because apparently if you have an outdoor cat, it could be harming wildlife in the area. So as I mentioned, Mr. Conniff's op-ed did mention some statistics that I found shocking. So if you look at Britain, farmland bird populations actually declined significantly since 1995, and stray or feral cats had a huge role in that. Turtle doves are down by 85%, cuckoos down by 50%, and lapwings down by 41%. Cats contributed to the extinction of about 33 species of birds, which is insane. And then finally, because of the 30 to 80 million feral cats or stray cats in the United States, about 2.4 billion birds are killed annually. So this is kind of an ongoing issue, and I honestly didn't know that this was a problem. But you know, Jimmy, it is an issue, and is this something that you're gonna judge someone for? If someone has an outdoor cat, are you gonna be like, hey, stop feeding that thing, it's a big problem?
No, I didn't even know people had outside. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought cats all lived indoors. I knew people had outside dogs, which I hate that they do that. My neighbor has an outside dog, barks all the time. So I have to, you know, do things that I'm not proud of. But
I'm glad you get to air your grievances here.
But it is, I did, you know, when they were having problems with windmills and they were talking about windmills killing birds and things like that, I did read about, like in Wisconsin, about how the cats were a problem, that some birds are going extinct, and I was like, that is crazy. So what do you do about it? How do you take care of feral cats? I mean, they are everywhere. When I walk my dog, I live in Pasadena, I see at least 3 or 4 stray cats walking around every day. So I don't know, what do you do about it?
I mean, I think this is a perfect example of why it's so important to stray or neuter your pets, right? And make sure that they're not multiplying because, you know, if you have more stray cats or feral cats, this problem is just going to be amplified.
Yeah. Or have them raped because you can't get pregnant if you're raped, right?
I was just going to say that you stole my joke.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
You're
that
like
was a good one.
No.
All right, so
I had no idea that the cats had done all the 33, what did you say, 33?
33 species have been extinct, and it's not just because of cats, but they did contribute to that.
Largely.
Wow.
Yeah, largely. So
I had no idea that it was such a crazy problem.
Yeah, like I don't really like cats. I know the online community is gonna lose it over this. Just calm down.
That's gonna be a meme.
Just calm down.
in 24 hours.
I'm happy that I'm not gonna end up being a cat lady because I don't like cats. But the thing is, like, why even have an outdoor cat? I feel like that's like a half measure, right? Because it's like, I want to have a pet, but I don't want to like clean up after it, so I'll just feed it in the morning.
It's like having a car you keep in another city.
I think it's tough because I think there are two sides to the coin. Obviously, I don't like that many birds are killed. I had no idea that was the case.
Yeah.
Well, I have a cat, so I think I'm the only one here that has a cat, maybe possibly.
Is it an outdoor cat? Because we want to judge you.
She is a indoor cat that I allow outdoors when I'm home. Okay. And so she's brought me little birds that she's hunted, which are a gift to owners. I read that in a cat book. And so I think it's like a fine line, but there's also a lot of stray cats around as well. And so what do you do when that's happening? Because then you feel bad as a pet owner, like, oh, you know, you have a cat, but there's all these cats around. Do you call the animal control? Like, what do you do? There's all these problems. But I again, like, I just didn't know that it was such a huge
Right.
deal, and that
And I should also note that, the development of these big cities have played a huge role in all of these different species just getting annihilated. So that also plays a role. It's not just the cats, but I do agree. Spaying and neutering is probably the most important thing to do. But one thing that I also do kind of worry about is, look, we're like bombarded with bad news on a daily basis, right? We're worried about our Constitution being violated. Is this an issue that Americans are really going to care about?
it's an expensive issue because to spay and neuter a cat or a puppy, it's about $60 to $80. And so if you're a family that's on low income, that's on limited income, and you have a cat, it's going to cost you close to $100 just to get that cat fixed. And I don't think most families really can afford that. And there are not enough programs that help you facilitate doing that, like they used to be back in the day when Bob Barker used to say that on his show all the time.
I think someone probably has to kind of take up the mantle of making this a real issue, environmental groups, et cetera, to alert people to the fact that this is an issue, because all of us were like, what? This many birds, this many species? I mean, that's amazing that that's the case, and not amazing in a good way, but I would imagine it has other environmental effects that we don't even know.
Yeah.
And
the feline AIDS thing too.
Yeah.
Like, what's that about? Oh, it was in the videos.
Well, what happened was
unwanted pregnancies
feline
and feline
AIDS.
AIDS.
Because a lot of the cats go to bathhouses if they're outside, and
I was waiting
Those
for
tom
some joke.
cats,
I was
those
waiting
tom
for it.
cats.